Coffee. Down the coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee with schnapps.
Oh, Bailey's, Kahlua.
So you are back with us, Giving Up the Ghost. Hello. Thank you for joining us once again, all three of you.
That's optimistic.
And your pets.
And your pets. If you're a cat lady, you have 45 pets. Thank you.
Thank you for those numbers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Please share with all your other feline
Let
friends.
everybody know who we are and what we do, and we're here for you, and we know everything about... Not for us. No, we're here for a good time.
Yeah.
Not a long time.
Yeah.
And we're here giving up the ghost. We have Jas, we have Sher, and we have Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon.
From up the road.
From up the road.
Up the road.
Like
woohoo. Downtown Julie Brown. So today we want to discuss with you, it's just a Ramblesode today. We're going to discuss about haunted possessions, more so in the Haunted Traveling Museum. The coolest thing ever. I don't think they come to Canada, even though yeah, I know, right?
What the hell's wrong with that?
I know. But that girl, she's Canadian, so we can only hope.
She should get here then. The hell.
What the hell? But if you want to get a hold of us, we are at givinguptheghost@gmail.com.
Is it Giving Up
At
the Ghost?
Podcast.
Giving Up the Ghost. Yeah, see you for the podcast.
Some bastard stole
I know.
Giving Up the Ghost at
So
Gmail. So we have to put the podcast in there.
Name. Sorry.
So it's like you're typing forever.
Giving Up the Ghost podcast.
Sort of like the formula for pi is your
Yeah.
passcode
Yeah.
or something, right?
Yeah, you're like 3.14 or whatever. It
Blah,
is.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then we're on Facebook
And Twitter page.
and Instagram.
And the gram.
Oh, you know what? Like when we send out this podcast, when we send out the episodes to all the platforms, we're on YouTube too. Did I tell you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How
Just
does
our
that work?
voice because it's a part of the package.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're everywhere.
Should put random
Just the
pictures
voice.
on the just random
Stick
flashes.
figures. Can you, Sherry, can you draw me as a skinny stick person?
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
You
Boobs
could.
and big hooters, man.
I could do that.
Awesome. They used to be there, but
We
now
just
they've
sit
done
around
gone.
with a drink in our hand.
You're lucky you got a guy because he has a little wiener.
Little wiener? Like these little wieners we're eating here?
Wiener,
Oh
You can
my.
call it tripod then.
Tripod. Oh, that's right. I remember
Good
tripod. Bow
Yeah.
chicka wow wow. That was hilarious.
Oh my god, I got a hiccup.
We went one night. Did I tell you that story? We went one night to go see Rippers at the
No.
Marion.
Yes,
I
you
told her
did.
that story.
Yes, she did not long ago, actually.
Yeah, she's one of the culprits
No.
there.
Oh, you were a culprit, huh?
My first and only time.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my.
I
They're
don't
Well,
know
we
why.
gotta do something about that,
Oh
hey?
God.
It's pretty funny.
What that guy made up in stature, I'm sure he made up in tripod.
Then tripod.
It was about the size that's on that plate right there. Oh, yuck.
Oh.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I just don't want
All
to
right.
eat my little
Now I don't want
pigs
to
in a
eat the
blanket.
little pigs in the blanket. So today we're going to talk about possessions in the traveling museum.
Possessions of possessions?
The possessions of possessions.
Possessions.
There is a couple by the name of Dana and Greg Newark, and they're researchers of the supernatural. They each had their own. I think I don't like the term ghost hunting, but that's what a lot of people do. You know, not a big fan.
Nah.
But they had their own ghost hunting groups. He had his in the States. She had hers up in Canada somewhere. They fell in love. They met. They fell in love, and now they travel around with haunted objects.
Ew, and some of them are pretty goddamn creepy.
I know some.
Like, what is it? This just saw a picture of some dude with nails in his head.
Oh, that's a freaky tale.
Yeah, what the
I've
hell is
heard of
that
that
one?
story. We'll
I like
read
that
that
one.
one for sure.
Hmm.
We'll read a few. We won't read all of them. They have an awesome webpage called paramuseum.com.
Mm-hmm.
It tells a little bit about their story, what they do. I think they made a documentary recently too with regards to,
Ooh.
was it in the Kentucky mountains? There's like a series of caves or whatever, and somebody had phoned them for help. It was like, not troll people, but there was some kind of like, there were like little gnomes or there were people like living underground,
garden
and they were
gnomes?
spot with big
Like-
sharp teeth.
Like in your friend's house in the
Yeah.
pipes?
Yeah. Oh,
No, that's creepy.
but yeah, I can't remember the name.
Cryptozoology Discoveries? Would that be that?
Maybe something like that.
Oh.
I think it's on YouTube or
No, I was just looking at their little thing there.
one of their what do you call the, not cryptoids, what do you call the, one of those channels where they show you buy documentaries, I think. I don't have it up here. Ooh, they're associated with a lot of people.
I know.
Anyway, very
Traveling
confusing.
Channels Mystery Museum, TLC's Kindred Spirits, Coast to Coast AM. Oh my god.
They're affiliated
From
with a lot of
California
people.
to Maine.
Really cool. I've seen them, or I've heard them, seen them, because I watch podcasts. There was a podcast that was called, was it Creepy Universe? I can't remember what it was called now. It's not on anymore. They took them down. It was through the Nerdist. And let me just see real
The
quick.
Nerdist?
Yeah, it was.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah. Oh, Bizarre States, but it's not on anymore. And they had a really good interview with this couple. So basically, a lot of times when people have objects that are haunted or they think are doing really, really bad juju on them, they'll find this couple and they'll send them their stuff. And they're like, hey, can you take this? Some people won't even stop long enough to tell them the story. Like, they'll just kind of hand it off and take off. But they want to know what the background is, like what the story.
Right, right.
Some of the artifacts that they have, checking out this page. Super creepy. Actually, one of the things I want to talk about again, Brian, from the museum.
Yeah.
Not an association with these people.
No.
But remember he was saying Dybbuk boxes.
Yes.
Yes. And I've heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy them online too,
I
right?
know. I've
Is
seen
that
an
creepy?
opening of it. Did you watch that one
No.
opening?
Oh, that guy?
That
was set up.
So flaky.
That-
I know. But
that
even
was fake.
still, I don't know if I'd want to purchase anything.
Have you ever heard of a Dybbuk box?
No.
Dybbuk
like
box.
A wooden box.
Dybbuk?
A Dybbuk. 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 It's like a Jewish mythology type thing. It's like a Yiddish speak. And it's to do with a malicious spirit that's possessing the box. It's almost like they trap an evil demon or a spirit in the box. Inside it. And then they put a curse on it. And then they seal it in wax.
The whole thing is covered in like layers of a candle wax.
And that's how they banish this demon or evil spirit into a Dybbuk box. That's a Jewish thing. Or it says here, believed to be the dislocated soul of a dead person. And it supposedly leaves the host body once it's accomplished its goal, sometimes after being helped. So the whole thing is like, you're not supposed to open these things.
No,
Right,
no,
right.
it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just tuck it away
And bury it somewhere or something. And apparently once you open it, you release the demon.
Yeah.
Or the evil spirit, or whatever you want to call it. And now
How
they
come
sell
like
them.
a nice granny in there.
Right?
It's like, okay, someone's died, you put granny in a box, right? She's like sealed up in there. It's like someone buys this box. She'd be like, you want some food? No.
I'll make you some tea.
No, she always wants to kill the shit
Would
out
you
of
like
you.
some
Like,
bonnet?
seriously.
Hot
What?
cocoa? I know. So that's the history. And you can buy these things on eBay now. Whether they're real or not, who knows, right?
But you want to take
Just
the
like you
chance?
can... Just like you can buy haunted dolls on eBay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take
I
I
wouldn't
hate
take a
dolls.
chance
I
either.
hate haunted dolls.
I hate creepy ass
I
looking
think a
dolls.
lot of that probably is not
Caca?
legit. Yeah.
No, I know,
Caca?
but do you still want to buy it though?
I still wouldn't... take that.
You'd be like, yeah, okay, let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
It could be not, but no, pass.
There was a movie recently too that was about, was it not The Haunting? I can't remember what it was called. And it was to do with a Dybbuk box as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Any of those
thank you.
puzzle boxes, any of those kinds of things are supposed to be linked to some sort of evil shit. Always freak me out. They're always handmade. They're always wooden. Great care involved in them, right? And then they possess the shit out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really?
Just
Can't
leave
leave
it be.
in a nice little hope chest.
Yeah, no kidding. Actually, I heard one horrific one where one guy was trying to sell a Dybbuk box. He called it a wine carrier, a wine box.
Yeah.
He got it at not an antique sale, but like an estate sale or whatever. And apparently it belonged to somebody's grandmother or whatever.
He bought it at a...
He bought it and then he tried to get rid of it on eBay because his hair would start falling out. He'd hear things in his apartment,
Really?
and then somebody in his family was getting really, really sick. Like just a real series
why
of.
Just throw it in the garbage and get rid of it? Like why?
Yeah,
I
I don't know. I think it goes back to the Ouija board. You never
just dispose of something.
Yeah, you never...
In a malicious way, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to let it carry on.
Yeah.
But not
Which
to
really
you.
Sucks.
It does.
Really.
I don't know much about Ouija boards.
Oh, you'll have to listen to episode 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. 14.
I don't know
14,
what.
15,
It was something
16?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I can see the ladybugs.
Yeah. I see the pinball machine when I...
See,
Yeah, I do.
That's what
The pinball machine. I'm going to tell you one of the stories from paramuseum.com from the Newarks. My favorite story. It's kind of gross.
I'm just looking at that one too. I
You wanna
clicked
tell
on
that
the
one?
same one. No, go for it.
Okay.
I just clicked on the same
actually,
damn one.
that one's a scary one. You should tell the story of the Idol, Billy Idol. That's this one.
Okay.
That's an awesome story.
Sure.
He picks up people.
No, hey.
I don't mean physically picks up. He's like,
hey,
how you doing?
Baby, how
yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, Sylvester Stallone.
But I'll tell
how you doing?
How you doing? No, that's Joey. That's from Friends. Meat sweats.
She's drunk.
She's drunk.
She's drunk.
Well, they've got this one, and I heard this story on Bizarre States that they told, and it's really freaky. So there's something,
freaky
it's this wooden idol, and it's got like a noose around its neck, and it's got nails hammered in its eyes,
its eye holes. Yeah.
You want to see, Shen? I got up here.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Creepy as shit looking. Yeah.
I guess somebody found this in the Catskill Mountains. Two hikers discovered it, and it was a strange statue. Like, when you find something like this, like, leave it, right? Like, why would you want to take it?
You know what? I would, though. I totally would. I totally fucking
Sherry.
would. If I was walking around the bush somewhere and I found some really cool looking thing, I'd be like, oh, look at it. It's kind of creepy, but I'm going to take it. I would take it home.
Okay, I'm not going with you to a cemetery tour.
I know.
Because you can't take things from a cemetery.
Shit like that, but in the bushes, I mean, that's totally different.
Oh, my God. But this one had 6 rusty nails. It was driven into its eyes, and it had a dirty length of cord that was wrapped tightly around its neck like a noose. And despite their better judgment, these hikers removed the figure, took it with them, and then
when did they find this?
It doesn't say. It doesn't
say the year.
Because if it was old, that the string would have deteriorated, right? And the nails would have been really
yeah,
rusty.
You would have thunk.
Yeah, you would think.
Especially out. So that,
yeah, those are like new age sculptures.
You know what they were?
The paint on it.
But what they were, when I listened to the interview, what they were alluding to, like the Catskill Mountains and sometimes these old caves and everything, it's not that it was an old object, but somebody was using for a ritualistic ceremony.
Oh, yes.
So it may not necessarily have been old or weathered, but however, it might have been evil because they were using it to do some kind of voodoo or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be evil,
No.
Been recent.
So once they brought it back home, soon they found muddy footprints that were manifesting throughout the home. There was a pungent smell of stagnant pond water that filled the house, and then on the 7th day, they saw a crone, like a hag, crouched in the shadows of the living room.
Oh my God!
The crone, a horrifying apparition with an emaciated body and eyes that shine in the darkness. And then the hikers contacted the Newkirks, who placed the artifacts safely in the museum collection. They're
just like, I don't want this. Yeah. Take that shit out.
It's too bad, though, the Newkirks didn't describe what happened in their house when they took it in, because they had some weird shit happening, too. Same thing. They didn't see the crone or the hag, but they smelled that smell.
The wet stank.
And then the couch would be wet, or there'd be places in the house that would be like wet, like what was just puddling. Here, like puddling. Ooh. The cats would not be in the same room as this thing. And then one time, something fell under the TV. And I think they heard a laugh or something, and then the TV jiggled, like a big-ass TV, not like what we have nowadays. Yeah. And it almost fell on his head as he went under the TV to try, like under the stand to get something. Ew. They heard a smash in the next room or whatever, and the crucifix they had on the wall, like literally, it fell, I guess.
And just busted into pieces.
The Jesus got snapped off the cross. But nothing else broke.
Jesus shouldn't have been on that cross.
So, let me ask me, where was this found?
Wrong place, wrong time.
Where was this found?
It was
Catskills, New York.
Upper state Catskill Mountains, yeah.
And when was this?
They didn't say.
They didn't actually say. No, it says year, age unknown.
Yeah.
Providence, New York State. It's made from wood, rope, and nails. Classification: volatile and intelligent. They figured it's haunted due to witchcraft. So someone was performing some sort of black magic of some sort. Yeah.
You want to read?
So you want to read the Idol of Nightmares? Billy Idol.
Billy the Idol. He looks cool.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an African doll.
Yeah.
Discovered bound in burlap sack under a home in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Really?
It's not weird.
It was believed cursed, having caused terrible nightmares, anomalous activity, and feelings of dread in the clients who stumbled upon it. Shortly after it was donated to the Newkirk collection, the curators themselves began to experience activity that ranged from technological malfunctions to phenomena consistent with poltergeist hauntings. In fact, dozens of museum visitors would later report having strange